What's up guys, Tech and Tyler, and today we're going to be doing a little bit of a different video, and we're going to be doing it outside on my front porch because I just picked up the other day a set of these bad boys right here. Now these, from what I've gathered from the owner that I got these from, he thinks that these are somewhere between about 1965, somewhere in that range, because of the house that they came off of that he bought, which is a way older home. But yeah, these came from a guy that I got the other day, and the story behind them is these both are on the house that he bought, and he finally recently took both of these down and replaced them with some normal outdoor lights because he doesn't like street lights. He wanted something more of like accent lighting outside, something that shined the light more down and wasn't super bright or noisy, that he says, and he just doesn't like the colors of them and stuff like that. He didn't want them anymore, so he decided to sell them. So I got them for a pretty good deal, and these are all original, and these are both the exact same fixture as well, which is super cool. So both of these lights are really nice old Pemco fixtures. So there's the logo of that one, and here's the logo of this one. They're both the exact same. And what's really cool is the arms on them also say Pemco right there and Pemco right there as well. And this style of arm I always thought was really, really cool because these have more of a, it's not such a like harsh curve to it like, you know, the normal ones where they're like really rounded and stuff. I like this one because the bracket itself is angled more up at like a 45, I would say, or so, and then it comes up and then it just swoops right over into the light. So I think these ones are pretty cool, and I like how big and beefy these brackets are right here. I think they're all pretty neat. So I have not tested these, and I have not done anything with these yet. I literally bought them, and then they've been in my car since I picked them up the other day, and then now they're on the porch. So what we're going to be doing in this video is we are going to go through them a little bit, look at both of them, and we're going to test both of them out and make sure that they both work. This one right here, since this one has wires on the end of it, this one was the main one on the front of the garage, and he said this one worked, but he said that this one was always on 24/7, which means that the photocell here is going to be bad. And I can definitely tell you why I think it's bad for sure. That's not good right there. It's missing the lens, and you can tell that that photocell or photo eye right there is completely just gone. So we know that this photocell is no good, and then as you can tell, that one is absolutely obliterated, because I think he said when it was in his garage, he said that one of his cats knocked it down, so it broke the photocell, which that's fine. I don't really care if that. I'd rather that be broken. That's easy to fix versus having the lens broke on it, which I will say, unfortunately, even though that both of these fixtures are the exact same, the lenses are different on them, which I think is kind of interesting. This one has more of that tapered refractor on it, whereas that one's not tapered. It's more of like just a normal, like round one. So, which is kind of interesting. But if we take a look here, we can see on the front of it right here, it's just, you know, a Alexa light branded whatever, and then this one right here is also Alexa light branded one. So they're both different. I bet you that it originally, this one probably had this design on it refractor wise, and then it broke, and then they put on a more of a modern replacement, because these are the types of reflectors that I really like these ones, because these are the spring loaded ones. So you can take this spring off of here, which lets you take this metal band off of it to replace this or this if need be. And these are in pretty good shape too. They have a couple of dings and stuff on them, but besides that, these are in overall pretty good condition. So I was pretty pleased to see that these had these. I really like these older reflectors and refractors, so they're pretty good. So Well, now let's take a look on the inside of them. Now, he did say that since this one did work, this one has a bulb, but this one does not have a bulb, unfortunately. But if I take this light here and I flip it around, we are greeted with a really nice old BT bulb that is a clear ender. So that's really, really cool. So let me just take this out. And we'll take a look at it and see if we can see an etch on it, which I highly, highly doubt that there's going to be an etch on it. Yeah, no, there's completely no etch on it. Whatever etch was on it is gone. But 9 times out of 10, I'm going to say that this is probably Westinghouse for being how old these are. So that's really cool. And if we can look at the arc tube in there, it's a little dark, but I mean, it's not that bad though, honestly. It's a little dark. You could definitely see it's got some whitening on the ends of it, but like the overall, I can actually still see in the arc tube pretty decently. So it's not black. So this bulb definitely has a lot of life still left in it, and it's got that nice blue insulator on the bottom of it. Now, if we take a look inside here, we can see these really beefy, big Pemco sockets here, which I don't have any of these, so that's really cool that these are in here. So I really, really like that. Now you can tell these wires are very dry rotted. That's just solid copper wire showing right there and right there. So these are definitely gonna have to be replaced, which is fine. The rest of the wiring looks to be okay. There's a splice in it right here that's a little concerning. So I'm definitely gonna have to take the ballast out and check it out. Ballast itself looks pretty good. I can see the windings in it. Looks like the paper insulation that's on the one side's falling off, and there's definitely some wasp nests going on up in here, but you can see that paper starting to come off, which is not good. So, but hey, for how old it is, it's all right. We can also see there's a mud dauber's nest right there. So a lot of cleaning that's going to need to be done. I mean, as you can see here from taking the bulb out, there's a lot of like rust and dirt and stuff in there. So, I mean, these things probably haven't been messed with in years. So, I mean, apologies about that. Slight technical difficulty there with recording, but we are back now, so it's all right. But anyway, I did just also learn something interesting. I noticed that the socket here that's inside of this says, you know, Pemco obviously, and then it says remove with an arrow. This actually twists off of the socket, which allows you to get to your wire terminals, which is really, really cool. I've never seen that before, so that's really awesome. I think that's a really cool design, and as you can tell, a lot of crap came out of it, so definitely dead bugs and stuff, but we will worry about touching that later and changing those wires. As long as they don't arc in the fixture or on the arm, we are all good. So there's this one, like I said here, this one had a bulb, this one was said to be working, so I'm just gonna put this bulb back in this one for right now, get that snug in there, and then I'm gonna reset this one back over here, and now we'll take a look at this one. So like I said, since these are both the exact same, everything should be identical, but this one was apparently the one that he said wasn't working. He's not too sure why it wasn't working, but it was mounted, but apparently it didn't have power hooked up to it. So this one doesn't have a bulb either. So if we flip this light around, we can really tell that it's very, very dirty. A whole bunch of algae and all sorts of stuff has been growing in this, but same exact ballast in here, so that's really cool. We could definitely have some more wasp nests. There's one there, there's a big one inside of there, and same ordeal here, same exact ballast setup, socket setup, so everything's the exact same. The only thing that's different on the both of these is this refractor here, which this one's quite ovaled, unfortunately. It's ovaled more to where these sides are kind of squished in and these are spread more, so maybe I can attempt to heat these up and kind of reshape them, but if anything, I got extras, so, but I'll figure it out. But yeah, so this one definitely doesn't have a bulb. You can definitely tell it hasn't had a bulb in a long time due to the corrosion inside of there, so, but hopefully this one will still work. which would be nice. Somebody unfortunately did cut the cord super short to there, so I'm gonna have to remove that wire to be able to even test this. So what I'm gonna do is, since this one has a day burning socket, I don't have to worry about it shutting off, so I'm going to get my alligator clip leads connected to the end of this light, and then we will get this plugged in and tested and see if this actually works. And then after we test this one, we'll take the bulb out of this and put it in this one, or I'll grab another bulb and we will test this one as well. So let me get to hooking this one up and we'll be right back. Alrighty, so now that we have our alligator leads connected to the light, got power here, so now I should be able to plug this in and we can see if I can. The prong's bent on this a little bit. Let me rebend that a little bit, and then now we should be able to plug this in, and there we go. And yeah, that's actually quite noisy. He said it was kind of loud. I was thinking it was just going to be a not so loud hum or buzz, but that's quite noisy, this one actually, especially with all that paper and stuff disintegrating inside of it, and I can hear that vibrating and buzzing from it as well. It's definitely got a loose coil in here, so I'll definitely have to try to fix that. But hey, it is working though, so that's great. So I'm gonna let this warm up and I'll bring you back once it's fully warmed up and we'll take a look at it. Okay, so now we are at full brightness on the fixture, and it did quiet down a little bit, but it is still really, really rattly. And I also did notice that this is quite loose, this socket, and so I'm gonna have to tighten all this up. But since this is at full brightness now, I will say it's in person, even though it's daytime, this bulb is definitely not that bright. And when you look at it from above, it's very dim, so this bulb definitely has a lot of hours on it. So I think that arc tube is actually quite blackened. So, which, I mean, hey, it still works, so that's cool, but it definitely has a lot of use on it. So now what we're gonna do is test out this fixture. So I grabbed another bulb. This is a Sylvania 175 watt bulb. It's another test bulb that I have. It's quite dirty. It's been sitting outside, but this bulb also has another issue where, I don't know if you can tell in there, but that arc tube is very crooked and off center, and that is because this actually had dropped. I accidentally dropped this from the roof of my house changing out lights, and surprised it didn't break, but it definitely shifted the arc tube, but it still works, so that's all that matters. So what we're going to do now is test this fixture. So what I'm going to have to do is let me turn off the power on this one because it's so loud. But what I'm going to have to do for this one is I'm going to have to take this socket connector off of here, and then I'm going to have to disconnect the two wires in here and remove those since they're already cut short and dry rotted anyway. And I'm going to have to just take my terminal leads straight into the terminals here to be able to test it. So I'm going to keep this ring off of it while I test it, because I don't have any wire at the moment currently I can grab just to extend through the arm to test it. So we're just going to do it that way, and I'm going to see if this one works as well with that photo eye, or if I need to switch photo eyes. So let me get this all set up and prepped, and I'll bring you back for this one as well. Alrighty, now that I have the alligator clips connected to this one and the bulb installed, which this one has the same issue as well, this whole socket assembly is quite loose again, so I feel like this one's going to be quite as loud as that one right there as well. So definitely going to have to tighten these up, which let me know also in the comments too if anybody wants to see a teardown of these lights, because I plan on definitely taking both of these apart and going through them and cleaning them and checking all the wires. So if I'd be interested in seeing a teardown and seeing you know, that whole course of going through these and taking them apart and, you know, cleaning them piece by piece, let me know. That would feel like a fun video, and if y'all want to see that, I'll definitely do that. But let's get this one plugged in now, and we'll see if this one works, especially with that broken photocell. As long as all the wiring in it's good, we should be good. But well, it clicked on, but it didn't turn fully on. Is this photo eye actually work. I'll be actually quite surprised if this photocell itself works. Let me find something that I can stick over top of that, and we'll see if that does anything. Alright, so I have this work hoodie of mine, so I'm just gonna set this over top of the photocell here, and which doesn't look like it did anything, so it tried cutting on and then it kind of stopped. So let me I'm kind of curious actually if I think this photocell, surprisingly enough, works. As you can see, which I'll make a video on how photocells work, but as you can see, that little contact there isn't touching, but I did see it flicker and come on, so I actually do think this photocell works. So it's actually kind of neat if it does still work. So let me I'm gonna have to use two hands for this. Let me get this off and then put the one from that one on it, and then we'll come back and test it. Alright, so I got the photocell off of that one, which, funny enough, if we take a look at it, this photocell actually has a date of 88 on it, so that's pretty interesting there. It looks like 6 of 88, so that's pretty neat. I'm kind of curious if this one actually has a date under it as well, and it looks like 62. Okay, well, if that's the case, that's pretty cool. Either it's 62 or it's 66, one of the two. So we can definitely tell that this one is pretty old. It's a shame that this one got broken if it's that old then, because this would have been a really cool one to keep, but I might have a replacement cap for it as long as this works. So might have to do some work to it, but with how that is broken, I don't know, it's going to be kind of iffy, but we'll see. But let's get this one installed here, and we'll be able to test to see if this one now works. Which I heard it come on, and it did, which is great. So this one does work, and it's way quieter than that one right there. But then again, that one right there, with it having the day burning socket on it, definitely is going to keep it running constantly 24/7, which is not good for the light. So that one's got way more wear on it than probably this one. That rattling you hear is the bulb, but it's also because of that socket being kind of loose, so it's quite noisy. So trying to make it a little quieter, but yeah, it buzzes a little bit, but besides that, I mean, this one's actually quite quiet, way quieter than that one, so that's pretty cool. So all right, well, let's let this one get to full brightness, and then I'll bring you back. Which also, if you can tell, you might not be able to tell too well, but you can see that arc tube is way over on the side here, like I mentioned, from it being dropped. So, but let's let this get to full brightness, and I'll bring you back once it's at full brightness. Alright, so we are now at full brightness, and this bulb is definitely way brighter than that bulb, so that bulb definitely has a lot of usage on it for sure, compared to this one where the arc tube in this is still quite clear. So even the top angle, it's quite bright. It'd be a lot brighter once this lens here gets all cleaned up, but I'm just really happy to know that this fixture also works, because he said that he didn't know if it worked or not, and he had this as a parts fixture, so I'm glad both of these work. So yeah, for, you know, $40 for these is not bad at all. I paid $20 per light, so not bad at all. He gave me a good deal on it. They were originally $50, but he was like, yeah, since this one works and this one he's not too sure about it, he was like, I'll just take $10 off of it. So that was pretty cool. So $40 for two of these old 60s era Pemco fixtures, not bad at all. I'm pretty impressed with this, so it was overall a good score. So let me unplug this now. And yeah, if y'all want to see a video of the teardown of these and of them getting all cleaned up and restored and gone through and checked over, let me know in the comments. That would be, I feel like that'd be a pretty fun video. Yeah, so that was the recent pickup of these two Pemco 175 watt nema head fixtures. So yeah, overall, I'm quite happy with this. I'm glad that they both work, and so pretty awesome. So yeah, until next time, Thank you. I appreciate it. And also, one more quick little thing too. If anybody is kind of interested in seeing a video on this as well, I also picked up recently, which, excuse the mess, I'm cleaning up a bunch of stuff. I just picked up recently at a 100-mile yard sale this fixture right here, which I've been looking for one of these for years, and I finally got one of these. This is probably not too sure the era, maybe 60s, 70s possibly, but this is a Sylvania Flexi Bucket, and I've been looking for one of these for a long time, and it's all original. The only thing it didn't come with when I bought it was the reflector, and it didn't come with a bulb or a photo cell. I took it off of the previous fixture I have here. So yeah, I took this was originally 400 watts, converted it to 175 and threw it up here, and it works fantastic, and it's in really good condition. So I also have another light right there on the back of the house as well. That's just a normal NEMA head. I think that's an ITT NEMA head with a interesting 4-paneled GE refractor on it that is in really good condition, and it works pretty good. But yeah, that's just a basic NEMA head. But no, this, I've been looking for this for years, so now I finally have one. So if y'all want to see a video on this light actually here, I'll make a video of it and talk a little bit more in depth and show all the pieces and parts and what I had to do to convert it. So yeah, but until next time though, thank you, and keep a lookout on other light videos I post. So yeah, like I said, until next time, thank you.